Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to Girl Talk edition of Run Your Mouth podcast. I am elated to be back in 2026 with 26 episodes, hopefully. As promised, we are here today for the introduction. So, if you did not follow me previously on Facebook or Instagram, this is a segment presented to you by Run Your Mouth podcast just for girls. Just a girl talking to you girls about girl stuff. So, this is only the introduction and I wanted to start it off with a bang. If we enjoy and you guys are here for the next 26 segments, I will definitely be back in 2027 with more, bigger, and better topics. But today, you beautiful ladies, I want to begin by being transparent. We want to get it aligned with our purpose. So I really debated what I was going to talk about for the first episode because we tried a few things on last year. I tried a guest host. We tried diving into the latest topics. But listen, let's be transparent here and let's be clear. This is not a platform where I will be debating or I will be accepting bashing. This is not what we're here for. This particular segment of Run Your Mouth podcast will not include your cultural society, finance, all those issues in the mainstream that we are oversaturated with. You can go hear that on Run Your Mouth podcast on my audio platform any day, anytime. Save it, download it, listen. That's what we'll talk about, the worldly stuff. But right now, I wanted to dive in and God placed it on my heart to talk to women, to talk to us about us for us, because it's ultimately boils down to being aligned, preparing for your purpose, preparation for your purpose. That's exactly what I want to do, and everything subsequent to tonight's episode will be based on alignment. If you're not aligned, nothing you do will work. Nothing. So I hope you stick around. I hope you're here. I hope you share, and I hope you join in, chat, comment, subscribe, share, and enjoy the show. Let's get to it. So hello my beautiful people. Like I said, we can talk about celebrity gossip. We can talk about what's in the news. We can talk about all that stuff and we can jump in and we can try to be just like everybody else. But that's not who I am. I don't want to be flashy. I'm going to be in my brand most times when you see me sitting in front of this camera. I don't want to do hair and makeup for 2 hours just to have a 30-minute talk with you guys. I don't want to glam up if that's not who I am every day. We went through a period in a time where everybody wanted to be just like each other. We went through the BBL stage, everybody wanted to snatch body. We went through the influencer stage, everybody wanted to sell eyelashes, do makeup, do hair, sell clothes. Everybody wanted to do exactly what somebody else was already doing. We lost our niche, we lost our creativity, we lost our path, and many of us lost our way. I thank God that I continue to step into my purpose, prepare for my purpose. And the reason being because I knew my purpose a long time ago. And no matter what transition we make or what era we're in, when you know your purpose, you won't deviate. And when you deviate slightly, it won't be because nobody else influenced you. It may be because of the things in your life and your mindset that took you off track. So let me get into why I chose the three M's of our life as my first episode, because I want you to truly, truly, truly prepare for your purpose in life. That's how we as women not only build conversation pieces, empower one another, transform, and grow. No matter what stage of life you're in or where you are in your stage, what age, you need to hear this. And I want to start it off with prayer. So let's get to it. I take notes, guys. I always take notes. Always take notes. Because when you don't take notes, this is what I've learned, especially in my audio podcast or having guests. When you don't take notes, you derail, you get off topic, you gab, you do all this extra stuff that you don't want to do, and you lose sight of the purpose and the point. So I take a lot of notes. So if you see me looking away, I'm just checking my notes and making sure I'm covering everything because I want to cover everything. I want to make sure that you tune in for the next episode because it's going to be great. So let's begin with prayer. To every woman that is listening, every man too, if you want to be here, We're not saying that you can't join, but this is just specifically for the ladies. But for every woman listening today, God, we lift up every woman pursuing her purpose, vision, and destiny. Bless the work of her hands and desires of her heart. Order her steps, strengthen her spirit, and surround her with divine favor. Let every assignment you've given her prosper, and let her courage rise as she walks boldly in her calling. Cover her with wisdom, peace, grace, and prosperity. In Jesus' name, amen. Because we got to be covered. We got to be covered in everything that we do. That's what we've deviated from. We've let a lot of things is going on, and we'll get into that later. And that'll be on down the road because we got 26 weeks, 26 episodes, 52 weeks in this year. We just got started. So I have every single thing that I plan to discuss in order because I'm an orderly person. So without further ado, let's get to it. The three M's that was laid on me to share with you today that we must wait for, and we see it a lot in society now, where we rush and we don't wait. But motherhood, marriage, and ministry. And I included ministry because not everybody's a mother, but in some fashion or form, every woman has the nurturing capability to minister into someone, whether you minister into your family, minister into your friends, minister into your children, minister into your coworkers, minister into your community. You have that nourishing nature to provide a ministry to someone in some area or facet of your life. But when we rush, don't rush. When we rush, if you rush into motherhood, think about it. Before you become anybody's mother, and we all have done it. We have young mothers who are older now. We learn from our mistakes, and the things that we didn't know then, we know now. And a lot of us are fostering that into either our subsequent children or grandchildren because we learned, because we rushed. I'm not saying you got to wait 20, 30, 40 years with anybody before you become a mother, before you get married. You definitely shouldn't. You should know within a time frame. There's no minimum or maximum, but waiting to know when that time frame is when you marry someone would definitely save you and spare you a whole lot of grief and a whole lot of pain. Because when you get to know people, first and foremost, you know if you want to be there for the rest of your life, your natural life with this person. If you rush into it, you absolutely don't. And if you've been in previous relationships, you bring pain, baggage, and all this drama, and now you're fostering it and implying it into your new relationship because you rushed to get something that you thought you needed it. Same thing with ministry. How can you teach somebody else how to wrong or right or wrong when you're still doing wrong? How can you? That's where we are right now in society with churches being on the chopping block because a lot of them rush into ministry for the title. They didn't rush into ministry for the purpose. As a woman, that's something you need to nurture. You need to foster, and you need to be called. You need to be chosen, and you need to definitely be mature in that area before you go calling yourself a minister of anything. How can you? Why would you? Have you matured enough to be able to teach your teachings to someone else? Have you matured enough to be able to live the life that you're pushing onto other people? Have you matured enough? Have you followed and walked in the lessons of Christ long enough to grasp and understand what that title holds? And we'll get into that a little bit more too. Tonight is just the tip of the iceberg because I don't want to hold you. I just want you to know that we are going to be transparent here. Girl Talk is all about girl talk, from everything from maturing to motherhood, ministry, marriage, relationships. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to share it with you. And a lot of times we are not transparent as hosts. We talk about everything and everybody else's problems in the world, but we don't tell you how we got where we are. And I want to share with you how I got where I am and how I know I can deliver it to you now. God has purposed me and put me in a position where I don't have to look to my left or look to my right. I don't have to tap my neighbor. I don't have to see what they're doing over here or what they're doing over here. I already know what I've done. I already know where I've came. I know that I took a life of trauma and a life of disparities and I built on top of it. I did not take my lemons and make lemonade all the time. No, I didn't. Sometimes I took my lemons and I spit it out and I just absolutely did not want to stir it. I didn't want to add no sugar to it. I just wanted to pour it out. That's what we are as a people. We got to stop trying to make everything look so easy. Even if it comes easy for others, it might not come easy for others is watching to do the same thing because it's not your purpose. When it doesn't come easy, it's not your purpose. I like to write. I like healthcare. I like podcasting. I like reading. I like sharing. It comes easy for me, but it didn't come without obstacles. Even if it flows, I still had to climb obstacles. And that's what I want to share with you guys. I want to let you know that the right timing ensures the right partnership. So when we're going into motherhood, preparation will protect your purpose. Your purpose of being a mother or deciding that you're going to become a mother is to take care of somebody else, is to make sure that that person that you brought into this world is nurtured, cared for, provided for, and you provide teaching. You can't teach nobody anything if you're still learning it. You haven't mastered it yet. So once you've mastered it, then you can flow it down and you can start teaching to the next generation, next generation, next generation. But if we rush into this, if we just jump into parental responsibilities and we haven't matured and we haven't learned and we haven't closed those old wounds, we haven't dealt with those childhood traumas, we haven't dealt with our mother daddy issues, we still learning and we're neglecting this human being who we vowed to give these things to because we did not prepare for the purpose. Waiting gives you space to heal, it gives you space to grow, it gives you space to discover who and what you are before adding a title and adding those extra responsibilities and an extra person. So that all plays into your marriage as well as ministry, as well as motherhood. Because when you minister into other people, they're expecting you to have it together. And a lot of times we don't have it together, but we still got to get up every day and walk into these titles that we created for ourselves because that's what it is. We created them because we just didn't wait. So sometimes we just have to wait and know the capacity determines longevity. Just because you step into the role of parenting, motherhood, just because you step into the role of marriage and somebody chose you, put a ring on your finger, just because you decided you're a good speaker and you look good standing in front of the congregation or people follow you and you're popular and they respect what you're saying doesn't make you a great leader in ministry. It doesn't mean you're ready to handle that weight. It'll stretch you. Those are the three biggest things, and that's why I started out with those things because those are the three heaviest things that will stretch you more than anything. Just imagine the pastor of a church and the burden they have to deliver a message to a congregation of people and then go home and try to live up to that. It's a lot. So imagine being a mother, a woman, a, a wife, and you're in ministry. So you got your kids, your husband, your career, your life, you, and now you got a congregation. You got to wait. You got to wait on the Lord. The Lord is not calling everybody into that realm. The Lord is not saying this is the burden I want you to take. Our title chasing is calling us to a lot of this. A lot of us are suffering from title chasing. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, I want to be a mother because I had a broken home. I want to care and love for somebody because I didn't get it. But yet you didn't heal. You didn't properly heal enough to give it to somebody anyway. But you went and did it. You went and became pregnant. You went and became somebody's wife because you wanted to care for something and you wanted to nurture something like you didn't get. But you were terribly, terribly prepared for it because you didn't heal. You didn't wait. You didn't wait for your calling, for your time when you were clear enough to be able to do this. I'm sorry, I had a connection problem. So I want to put that in the back of minds of everyone listening today and hope that you return so we can tap on part two of waiting before you become a mother. If you decide to become a mother, waiting on marriage, stop looking. Stop looking for that man to sweep you off your feet and make all your problems go away and make everything so much better than what it was when you were single. Take time for yourself, because we went through this period where everybody wanted to say, it's my soft girl era. It's my soft girl era. You don't have to be soft to be a woman. You have to be a woman to be a woman. You have to not try to do it all. Set aside trying to be the man. Set aside trying to be the leader of your home. Set aside trying to do everything in the corporate world. Set aside trying to be equal to the man, because you're not a man. You're a woman. And you don't have to be soft to be a woman. You just have to know your role as a woman. Preserve your femininity. Don't let jumping into motherhood, jumping into marriage that you know is not good and is not going to work, or jumping into ministry trying to take care of everybody else's problems, carry all their burdens, and you broken, you tired, you traumatized, you confused, you lost. Find yourself. That's your era, finding yourself. And we're putting ourselves back in that find yourself era. So I want y'all to tune in with me, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after next. We will be online every other Saturday, or every other Sunday. I'm sorry, every other Sunday. You will see more of the transparency that I have been holding on to, because I'm a very private person. Um, I don't like how social media has made everybody feel like they have to tell all of their business, all of their whereabouts, all of their accolades, everything. Let God brag on you. When I tell you, if people knew, if they really, really, truly knew the god doggone hurdles that I had to go through to not just find myself, but appreciate myself, in the space that I was. It's always difficult sometimes to share with other people when they look at you and they think, you have it all together or you have figured it out. No, I knew what I wanted to do in life. I knew exactly where I wanted to be. I knew how I wanted to go about doing it. But life, not only life, life took turns that blew me clean out of my perspective on what it was I was supposed to be doing. So I had to wait. I had to wait on God. And no, I'm not perfect. I curse, I drink, uh, I don't club, but I do enjoy lounges, music. You know, ain't nobody trying to say we gotta be so filled with the Holy Ghost that we're never gonna make mistakes. That's why you wait. And I see a lot of women, and I'm only talking to the women because the men is a whole nother story. Catch that on Run Your Mouth podcast. But I see a lot of women who are diving into trending careers, trending influencing paths, trending lifestyles, and calling it their journey. When I designed this logo, me versus me, my journey is personal. It's personal. It don't have to look like yours. It don't have to take the same path as yours. It will not. Because even twins don't come out at the same time. My journey is personal. And this was so personal and dear to me, because it came with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It came with a lot of stuff in my mind that I've never shared. But let me tell you, our pain is a part of our purpose. If you have never went through anything, it's absolutely impossible for you to be able to relate to somebody and teach them how to go through something and get out of it. It's just not going to happen. So I want you to take this 20 minutes, embrace it, come back to it, talk with me, speak with me, chat with me, and share your thoughts and share your issues, because I'm not going to say problems. We don't want to share problems. I want to come to you with solutions, because I have solutions. That's the only reason why I came back to Girl Talk, because I know I have solutions for women who have probably either went through, going through, or may go through the same things I went through. I was a very young mother. I was 20 years old when I had my first child in a new city, new state. I didn't know anybody. Um, I planned it, but I still look back now and I say, I could have did better. Not because I was a bad parent. I was a great mother, I thought, to be young and inexperienced, because we're all inexperienced when we have our first child. But I could have given myself a little more grace and a little more time to understand who I was as a person before I tried to go raise another person. And that's what we need to do as women. Don't rush into trying to wear all the hats. All the hats don't fit. They will never fit because they weren't meant to fit. So, with that being said, sis, understand waiting is not denial, it's preparation, it's wisdom, and it's protection. Protect your peace, understand your path, know your journey, make it personal, and you'll win. You will win. When God finally says go, you'll hit the ground running. You'll be stepping in those roles when you're ready. When God says you're ready for this with roller skates. And if y'all are not skaters, learn how to skate. It's the most refreshing sport you can do. You just lapping around on these wheels, just lapping around, trying to figure it out, listening to the music, just figuring it out life, just lapping around. And eventually you get so good, you get so professional with it. Like you just know that you know that you know this is what you're supposed to do. You know that this is how you're supposed to glide through the day. You know you're gonna know how to stand on your feet. You ain't gonna fall, you ain't gonna slip. And when you do, ain't nobody gonna know it. You ain't even gonna recognize it because you're gonna be so good at walking in your destiny. You will be so prepared for your purpose that you won't be knocked off your square. Keep your head on a swivel. I thank y'all for tuning in to Girl Talk Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this episode. And make sure you're back for the next episode as we dive more into being a woman, sharing love. We have so much hate. I go back and forth with people all day, every day on Facebook, some of my platforms. Instagram, not so much. Instagram is more just sharing, everybody just sharing something. But let me tell you something in my closing. I have a job, I have a career. Content creating is not for everybody. I'm not here to entertain you today. I wasn't here to entertain you yesterday. I wasn't here to entertain you on my audio podcast. I'm here to do God's will, instruct and share the knowledge that has been instilled in me. Give or take, some will receive, some won't. But for the most part, stop looking back at your yesterday if it's not encouraging your tomorrow. If people want to choose to stay over there and look at your yesterday, let them stay over there and look at your yesterday. Cut those people loose and keep going because life keeps going. Life keeps going. When I hear people say, oh, life is life, and that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to keep on lifing because as long as you're in the number, that means that you're still being used, you're still being prepared, and you're still getting ready for the next step in your purpose. So, y'all tune in with me. I hope you enjoyed this introduction, and I will see you guys when you start thinking about your alignment. Think about your alignment. If you rush into motherhood, if you rush into marriage, if you rush into ministry, it's not too late to still find yourself. If you're already there, ain't nothing you can do about it. But prepare for that purpose that you have walked in, that title that you have claimed. Prepare for that title and don't go grab no other hats and put on no other titles and add no other problems to your wagon. Work on these. Work on these. Be great at these. Take your time. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Pat yourself on the back. One day at a time. Job well done. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.